It's great to have you back in case you're just joining in. This is Rise and Shine, which even stable says Spectrum Television, right here in the beautiful Keys of Biakura. And just before the break, I did make mention of the fact that we'll be joined by a guest in the studio.
Of course.
To share that with us, go
Mm.
ahead and tell.
Guess what? Okay, you've already seen him. Okay, he's a copywriter, business magnate, sales and marketing consultant, trainer, author, and speaker. His digital trainings has affected more than 100 or 10,000 lives directly and millions indirectly. His book Money 101 has been downloaded and read by more than 20,000 people. Like, that's massive. Well, the person I'm talking about with all that profile is Emmanuel Ekbe. Emmanuel, great to have you in our show.
Thank you so much. Good to
Welcome.
be here. Thank you.
Mm,
Thank you so much.
And just before we got talking here now, I was
mm.
talking to you before we
Yeah.
came up with set. We're talking about making money basically. I
Yes.
mean, it's Monday, Monday,
Yeah.
Monday making
money
money.
Making.
making money making Monday.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it basically. What are the other things someone can actually do to make extra cash? I mean, I did mention before one of the break that many times to obtain financial freedom,
Yeah.
you should be able to at least secure more than just one source of income. So
Exactly.
tell me exactly in what ways can that work out for someone?
Okay. Great. So, one thing I always tell people is that you must have multiple streams of incomes, and one thing I started teaching lately has been even having daily sources of income.
Mm,
And one good place I think people really don't pay attention to is the digital space. Like making good use of a smartphone or making good use of your laptop to make money. And then there are digital products everyone can create now, like creating ebooks, like creating planners, creating workbooks, or creating digital trainings. It could be on WhatsApp, it could be on Zoom, it could be on Telegram. These are ways that young persons or even older persons can make money with that. Another way you can even do that is through affiliate marketing, where you get to sell someone else's product. It's not your product, you're not bearing the burden of cost or anything. You're selling someone else's product at a cost. You can become a freelancer, you have a very beautiful voice, and make money for, when you freelance to Americans or to people who are in the UK, they pay you better. I was telling someone that $1,000 is around 500,000 naira.
mm.
And to them, it may not look so much, but then for us,
It's a
500
big
will
deal.
go somewhere. Yeah, you get
Yeah.
so.
Well, talking about financial freedom, you've mentioned quite a number of things, and for some people, it sounds like rocket science. Is
Yeah,
that difficult? How can one, you know, understand? How can you make one understand? You said copywriting, like you've mentioned.
yeah.
Can you explain in a more detailed way how this works?
Oh, great. So, as let me talk about copywriting a bit now. So,
Mm,
copywriting is basically selling with words, how to write to sell. And one thing I tell most students or most of my people is that selling is the fastest way out of poverty. If you know how to sell, you can't be held down by poverty. So, copywriting is the act of selling by writing. How you can write product descriptions, how you can write sales pages, how you can write, ad captions. These are all places you can apply copywriting to, and you can do that by becoming like a corporate copywriter. Writing for organizations. You can do that by freelancing on websites like Fiverr, Upwork, freelancer.com. You can do that by owning your own agency. I have my own agency. People come to me and say, "Sir, can you write ad captions? Can you write our sales pages? Can you rewrite our website?" You can also do that by becoming a brand copywriter. So as my name, I'm a brand copywriter. When people hear about the Emmanuel Akpe brand, they look, oh, great, I can learn copywriting from him. So we got started a Bachelor of Copywriting course, and we've sold over 12,000. We've trained over 12,000 students through that as brand
mm.
copywriters. So there are different areas, but if someone wants to get in, you just get started by freelance copywriting, where you get to write for companies abroad.
Mm.
All right, now let's talk about still talking money now.
Yeah,
You did make mention of the fact that it's advisable to have multiple streams of income.
yeah,
Now, you also made mention of being able to generate income on the daily.
Yes.
I like the sound of that.
Hmm.
We'll come to that much later, though. But in Nigeria, for instance,
Mm.
the average young person has a smartphone.
Mm.
Average young person, and many times it's underutilized
Mm. Very true.
because mostly it's used basically for chats and see a movie or two, and
Mm.
that's that. Or
Mm.
maybe take calls, receive calls. But I want to find out. You did make mention of Fiverr and some other platforms.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly are the requirements if someone doesn't have a skill?
Mm.
Must you be skilled up before you get in there?
Okay. So having a skill is very important. So it's like a marketplace where people buy skills instead of products. You know, like if you go to the market, someone has to sell you a product. But on platforms like that, people come to buy skills. So you have loads of skills. You have copywriting, digital marketing, UI, UX, people doing virtual assistant, people doing voiceover. You have to come with a skill. And, I used to fondly say that if you don't have a skill, you can kill. you know, you should have a skill, like
Okay.
no matter what. And the funny thing is, we're at times when it's easiest to learn a skill. If you put in 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours every day in 2 3 months, you should have learned a skill to at least 60%. And then I tell people, okay, so if you don't even have the money to learn a skill, can you do night plan for Airtel or any of those networks and learn at night and go to the University of YouTube? Go and learn. So I learned with YouTube. I started with YouTube before I started buying courses and highly priced courses. But then you can start small. There's always a place to start. And then in 2 months, I mean, if you gather the material, start learning, you would be ahead of 70% of the world in that skill. So I feel that there is no excuse for not learning a skill now, and that even if you don't have a skill, you can pick something and start today. I mean, today, and in 2 3 months, you become good.
Well, you've talked about learning skills and with specifics to attending financial freedom,
Yeah.
the word high skills is being used. Now, quite a number of them are there. You've talked about copyright, you've talked about content marketing, you've talked about affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, now, how does this translate to financial freedom?
Okay. So one way I define financial freedom is having the right mindset, having the right habits, having the right skills, and having the right tools to make money, even if everything is taken from you. That's one way I define financial freedom. Okay, so it's not just having lots of money and going to sit on the beach and those
Yeah,
pictures of financial
resource.
freedom. Yeah,
Yeah.
that you just sit on those stuff. Yeah, it's not always all about that. Now, if you have the right mindset, you have an abundant mindset, and you believe that the world is abundant, there's so much money to be made out there. Now, I tell my students that if the money in Nigeria has finished, go to Ghana, go and make the money in Ghana. If the money in Ghana has finished, go to America. The internet is a global village, and our smartphones are the village square. I mean, you can actually just bring out your smartphone and connect to America. You can bring out your smartphone and connect to the UK. It is that easy in this world. Most people are not making the most use of this smartphone. So, having these skills, it's now borderless. I sit down in Port Harcourt, and I connect to clients in Australia, connect to clients in the UK, connect to clients in the US. So having these skills means that even if all the money in your hands goes off or it finishes, you have the skill to make money again, because your skill cannot be stolen from you. If they steal everything from you, your skill enables you to make money again and again. So skills have a very direct connection to financial freedom.
Okay, skills you say. I'd like to talk because you've talked about staying in one place and connecting to the global space.
Yeah.
Well, that is really true. But how would you say it has been being a Nigerian? Because most times there's this there's this withdrawal when a client asks you, like, where are you from? And you say, I'm a Nigerian. It's a turn off for some of them because first it will be that they have in mind that it might be fraudulent, and they're about, what has it been like?
So I had that while I was coming into, and truly there's always this, it's a Nigerian, then I have to be very careful. But one thing is true is that it's that your competence will always make way for you. If you're good at what you do, you always find a way, even if you're a Nigerian. I mean, Dangote is a Nigerian, and if Dangote goes out to do business, you'll be okay. He is a Nigerian, but then his competence and his track record precedes him. So one thing I tell people is that be good at what you do. Now, when you're good at what you do, nobody will think about your tribe, nobody will think about your country, even if they start with that. But then if people already know that he is good, the reviews on his page already shows that he's very good. And then they see your country like, oh, I don't mind. I would work with him because he's going to give me the result.
Okay.
People would chase results. If you're going to give results, trust me, even if you're a Nigerian, they will still come for you.
So how would it be for a starter?
Okay, so for a starter, what I always tell people is you can go for the low-hanging fruits. So if you're going for platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, you can go for those $10, $20, $50 jobs and build your portfolio. Right? You're building your portfolio, you're building your reviews. Then when you start going for the $1,000, $2,000 gigs, those smaller ones you did before will now make way for you. The reviews, so people are giving you 5-star reviews and saying you're very good or you did very well, then it's going to give you that necessary.
So in other words, you pretty much start, like you said, down there, grow, build your portfolio, get better jobs.
Exactly.
Okay, great. We'll take a short break right now, and when we come back, we're going to ask him more specifics as to how to make more money as far as the social media is concerned. Please stay, don't go anywhere. Great to have you back. It's good to know you're joining us on this conversation, and this conversation is live on our social media handles on Facebook and Instagram with the handle of SpectrumTv. And you may do what to visit the website at www.SpectrumTv.ng. Welcome back to the program, and yes, we're still talking money making as far as skills are concerned. So let's talk about it. Apart from those 3 apps you did mention, are there other ventures, especially open to social media, that someone could use to make extra income?
Okay, so one app I actually tell people that's so underrated, it's WhatsApp, and people ask me how is that possible? Like how do we make money on WhatsApp? And for the past 3 years, most of my cash has come from WhatsApp. And one key thing about the WhatsApp is that almost everybody has it, and it gives us so much leverage, and it's free. So I'll just mention 2 or 3 places where you can actually make money on your WhatsApp. Hosting WhatsApp classes, WhatsApp groups. Now, a WhatsApp group can take 250 persons. The Battle of Copywriting course, we host it on WhatsApp. And just this edition, we had 20th edition, and we had 1,000 students register. And they've just paid 5,000 naira, but that's around 5 million naira. If 1,000 people pay you, 5,000 naira. So if you do, say 10,000 naira course or training with your WhatsApp groups, and let's say 100 people get to buy it, that's still some good money, So sending through WhatsApp classes. Another place people don't even get to look at is their WhatsApp video. I tell people that if you don't make the most of what you have, you can't get really from out of it. So that WhatsApp video, I use it for consulting. I use Zoom, but I also use WhatsApp video. So you can do that. The WhatsApp audio, WhatsApp gives you a microphone. WhatsApp gives you a hall. WhatsApp gives you a camera, and these things are free, and you just have to make use of them, right? So instead of, people looking for very high-tech things and all, the big platforms, and you start from the little ones. Instagram, Facebook, these platforms are free. but they have lots of people, and where 2 or 3 people are gathered, there's money they have missed.
Okay, I like that one.
Well, aside from, because you're using WhatsApp as a trainer, aside from that, how else can someone utilize WhatsApp
Okay.
to make money?
Yes. So if you have digital products, or you have even physical products, there's this WhatsApp business. There's personal WhatsApp. There's also WhatsApp for business. Now, I know people who use WhatsApp for business to sell, perfume, sell clothing, apparels, and all of that. They just put it in their catalog, and people come in. There's even an auto, response of like, "Hi, welcome. You can check my catalog," and see the clothes and everything, and people get to choose one and even make payment from that. So you can sell physical products even with WhatsApp. You can sell digital products, like ebooks. I tell my students that your ebooks does not need a visa to travel to America. You can travel by email. You don't have to send it by DHL or go through all the custom and all of those things. In 5 seconds, it has traveled to America. And people place so much value on ebooks today, like a lot. Most persons are going up from physical books to using Kindle and all of that. You can also do. You can even sell on Amazon, right? Amazon book publishing and all of this. So there are lots of vehicles to making money online. You just have to pick one vehicle, go deep on it, and monetize it.
I think this is what we want to call you wrap up. Before then, I want you to advise the average young person and tell her exactly your thoughts as to making money in the 21st century.
Process. Like when I have an opportunity to talk to young people, it's always about process. Most people chase result, and they leave the process. It's the process that brings about the result. When you do 1 + 1 is 2. If you chase the 2, it's not the right way. If you understand how 1 + 1 works, you would always get 2. So one reason why you now see people doing the wrong things, which I'm very much against, is because they're not checking the results of the cars, the shoes, the places they go and stay and all of that. But they are forgetting that there's a process you have to go through. It didn't take me 2 months or 3 months to get to where I am now. It took me 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I've been in this since 2016. So when people see the results, I tell them come back to the process. Before my cheeks started coming out, my eyes had to go in. You get. So there's always that growth place. So if you want to blow up, right? Blow, you just blow up, yeah. But then if you grow up, you stay up. If you grow up, you stay up. So let the youths go through the process and stay up.
Okay, well, you talk about going through the process, quite emphatic. But for someone who is motivated already to start making money on a money-making Monday,
That's right.
what's the starting point? How does an average person, how can someone start from nothing? And because it's always the saying, you can start where you are.
Yeah.
So quite exactly, how can one start?
So if you're going to start from nothing, I'll dare you to just get a skill. Seek to know yourself first. Like,
Okay.
find out your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. Then find skills that align to your strength. So I love writing and I love selling. So I merged it and I got copywriting. So I found a skill that aligned to that. Then I took time to grow in that skill. Then I started deploying it. So, you can deploy your skill. Where you're waiting for employment, you deploy your skill. So I always start with the base is seek, then find a skill.
Okay.
Then
And how do you start off when you find a skill?
how you decide when you find a skill, you deploy. So you find freelancing jobs, you deploy it by agency, or you go on social media and tell people, hey, this is what I do. I can do it for free for you. For the first one, if you like it, I do something again for you. Volunteer, find mentors or people who are doing it and serve them. I served my mentor. I still serve him, but I served to get into some bigger circles. There are doors you can't open from outside.
Yeah.
Someone has to open it from inside from you. You get to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, you've said it all. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for being on the show today.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you've quite motivated a number of persons to start making money. And what better time than Monday?
That's the point. That's exactly right.
So we're going to put a post to it right here. And when we return, we'll be taking the last lap of Rise and Shine Monday edition. Stay on.